My name is Julie Enstal, and I am with Training Time Fitness, and this is today's Learn, Grow, Share video, and I am so excited because I get to share my friend Laura Harper with you. And Laura and her husband Johnny run a business here in St. Louis called OsteoStrong. And I am so excited about this business because as a personal trainer, bone health and muscle strength and just overall wellness is a huge deal. And in learning about how to strengthen bones, sometimes what we're supposed to do isn't great for every population. And this is a drug-free way to really increase your bone strength. And I'm going to let Laura tell you a little bit about it and just how exciting it is.
So yeah, thanks for having me.
Hey.
So my husband and I opened OsteoStrong in St. Louis, the first one in Missouri actually, almost a year ago. And what we do here is we help people unleash their inner power to increase their bone density, their strength, and actually improve their balance as well. And the most exciting part of it is it takes 7 minutes once a week. You come into our, once a week you come into our facility, you work with a trained technician. It's super easy. You can do it in your work clothes, you can do it in any clothing attire that you'd like, and it takes 7 minutes.
Yeah, so now this is really cool. And when I first came to see Laura, I noticed that they had these descriptions of what it did. And one of the things that it does is there's something called Wolff's Law, which I studied as a personal trainer. And basically this is about impact increasing muscle and bone density. And this is all very cool, but even in training, they never told us how much you had to apply impact to actually increase and affect bone density. So when I was talking to Laura, she noted a study that was done a while ago.
2012. Yeah, so Wolff's Law is very simply stating that when you put sufficient pressure on your bones that they will become stronger naturally. We've known about Wolff's Law for over a century. It's actually been taught in medical school for over 100 years. So, but what we didn't know was what is sufficient pressure.
Right, and that's what we didn't know.
Is this sufficient pressure to increase bone density?
Right.
And yes, a group, it wasn't OsteoStrong actually, it was another group that decided to study what is sufficient pressure. And what they found, and we have that study available to give to anybody who's interested, what they found was in order to trigger that bone tissue growth, you needed to hit minimally 4.2 times your body weight of impact. Now this study was specifically studying the hips. That's where all of the research is done for bone density. But 4.2 times your body weight. I don't care how strong you think you are and what you're doing at the gym. We are not doing 4.2 times our body weight. And Julie, we probably only have maybe a handful of some of our clients that are dealing with some physical issues that don't hit that 4.2, but everybody else does.
Which is amazing, and that's when I'm training somebody that's struggling with bone density or osteoporosis or osteopenia, you know that impact could help them increase bone density, but I can't have them do that because
it's not safe.
Often, it's not safe. If you're struggling with osteoporosis or osteopenia, your bones are weak, and we're trying to strengthen them. So Laura's going to show you how this works on me, and it's really exciting. Can you just tell us really quick what happens? It's like a brain thing that happens, right?
So we have natural adaptive responses all the time, lots of different things. When you go outside and it's hot and you start to sweat, that's a natural adaptive response. Your pupils dilating, that's a natural adaptive response. We also have a natural adaptive response to grow healthy bone and muscle tissue.
So it's our body actually doing what it's meant to do and not a drug trying to do it for us, which I love.
Absolutely. So our equipment, very simply, it gives you the benefits of high impact activity without doing the high impact. And that high impact is what triggers that response.
Oh, this is so cool. I cannot even tell you. Now, does it only affect bones or does it affect anything else?
That's the most exciting part about it. And it affects the entire musculoskeletal system. So
speaking my language.
Yeah, bones, muscles, tendons, ligaments, connective tissues around your joints, all of that is affected. So when you're talking specifically about bone density, osteoporosis, we talk about fracture, reducing your risk of fracture, fracture prevention. And bone density is just a part of that. Your strength and your balance is just as important to reduce your risk of fracture as what your actual bone density is. And because this addresses the entire musculoskeletal system, we're addressing everything that is involved with reducing your risk of fracture.
And you can do all of this in 7 minutes.
In 7 minutes once a week, sweat-free.
This is awesome. Sweat-free.
Yeah, and it's actually fun.
Yeah. Now, so I know you have a lot of clients that come here that are older because, you know, our bones tend to weaken as we get older. And this is great, but is it also a benefit for someone who's an athlete or someone who wants to really increase their strength?
Absolutely. So I would say those are our top two members at this point. There's something else that we now kind of know, that our central nervous system actually will not allow your muscles to become stronger than your skeletal system can handle.
Isn't that amazing?
So it's fascinating. So skeletal strength is something, bone density is something that up until this point, people didn't really think about, unless you were a woman who got a DEXA scan with your doctor and that you were diagnosed, and then it's on your radar. Other than that, people don't really tend to think about it. But what we know now is that when you increase your skeletal strength, it actually unleashes the true potential power of your muscles.
Wow.
So with a stronger skeletal system, your central nervous system will allow your muscles to become stronger. So we have people coming in that are athletes, bodybuilders, competitors, fitness competitors, who after maybe 2-3 months on our system, they're breaking through strength plateaus that they haven't ever done before, just because they have a stronger skeletal system.
Yeah, I'm so loving this.
It's awesome.
Okay, so here I am, and this is one of 4 machines that Lara can put me through. And I think it's important to say too that you're always with a technician or a trainer.
Yeah, you're always with a trained technician when you're at OsteoStrong. You never use this equipment on your own.
It's perfectly safe. She was able to get more of what I needed when she coached me than I would have been able to do on my own.
Yeah.
So, okay, so what do we do here?
Okay, so Julie is on the lower GT. GT stands for growth trigger. All of our machines have GT at the end, because again, you are triggering a natural response here. You're not doing repetitions and building through repetitions like we're used to with strength training. So this is the lower GT. This does the entire lower body, hip and femur, the big bones there, if that's what you're most concerned with. Okay, so all the machines, they move a little bit for us to put you into the position that's best for your height. Once you're in position, the machines are static. They don't move.
They don't move.
Okay.
So it kind of looks like a leg press machine, but it isn't. This is not a training protocol, as I would define one.
Right. So the positioning that we put you in here is called the optimal biomechanical position to absorb as much load as possible. So we put you around a 120-degree angle in your legs, because that is the optimal position you would land in if you were to jump off of something. You know, one thing we didn't discuss when we talk about Wolff's Law, before this system was designed, the only way to apply Wolff's Law was through an uncontrolled movement like jumping off of a table and landing. You know, you put that impact through your body. This is emulating that in a safe way, but we want you in the optimal position that you would normally be to absorb that load.
Okay.
Okay. So your coach is always watching your position. There's biofeedback on the screen, so you can see what you're doing in real time as you're doing it. You can also compare to where you were when you started. So you can see your first session, the first time you ever came in, what you did your best time, because you don't increase every week. That's just not the way our bodies work. It's kind of an up and down, but overall we want to see that trend going upward. And then you see what you did the previous week, and that really helps to just help you kind of want to do your best, because what we're looking for is 5 seconds of your maximum effort. That's all.
I've got a green line here, and what does that mean?
So we talked about that study that looked at what sufficient pressure is in your hips. This machine, again, is what is stimulating your lower body, so your hip and your femur. So on this machine, there's a green line on the screen that is showing 4.2 times your body weight. That's why we put your weight into the system.
Okay.
So when you get to that green line, you know you've hit the minimum dose response for triggering bone.
That bone. Okay.
Absolutely. And then you'll also see a red line that comes up on all the screens on all the equipment. This is the only one that has the green line.
Okay.
And the red line is based off of a clinical study that was done specifically with postmenopausal females who had osteopenia or osteoporosis already. And it's based off the multiples of body weight that they hit. So the bottom line is there is a goal.
I have a goal to shoot for. I love
that
this.
makes the biggest difference for people. They tested it without the biofeedback, and it was really interesting.
Really?
Yeah,
didn't
people didn't do as well. No, we like to see how awesome we do. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and try this.
Okay.
You're gonna keep your back straight the whole time.
Okay.
Shoulder blades back. I want you to hold on to the seat down here for me, right there.
Okay.
Good. I'm actually gonna bring you one more closer. Okay, so we always do a test first when you come in. Every time you come in, we do a test, about 50% effort. So when you're ready, you're just gonna go ahead and push with your legs. It's kind of like you're pushing back into the seat a little bit. That's as hard as I want you to go, and give me about 3 seconds right there. And relax.
Okay.
Good. Everything feel okay?
Feels great.
So there's always to be a comfort level here. You're never to push past any discomfort, but we want you to do your maximum while still being comfortable.
Okay.
So when you do the real one, you're going to do it just like that, nice and controlled. You're just going to keep going until you feel like you can't push any harder.
And I think it's important to note too, there's nothing moving here. It's just me applying pressure.
You're pushing or pulling against something that doesn't move. And all 4 machines, that's basically what you're doing.
Excellent. All right, I'm ready when you are.
All right, so you're going to take a nice deep breath. Exhale as you push. Good, good, good. Shoulder blades back. Good. Perfect. 700 pounds. Okay, let me hold it there for me. Give me 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. She was showing off at the end there with 1,000 pounds. So you just did 946 pounds of pressure on your lower body. If you relax your feet for me here, you can actually see 7.4 times her body weight.
Wow.
She just did on her lower body. So again, it's 5 seconds. It's not a long time. We do want your maximum. You could tell you were breathing. You were having to focus. But now, are you fatigued?
No. It was
so it's very simple. But that was equivalent to you like jumping off of a table and landing. 7.4 times your body weight.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
And then real quick, I want you to, how did this come about? How did this whole thing come about?
So Dr. John Jaquish is who invented our system. His mom had osteoporosis. It's actually a very sweet story. His mom had osteoporosis. She wasn't happy about that. And he was a biomedical engineer. He knew about Wolff's Law. He knew that there was research out there that showed gymnasts and these athletes with high impact in their sports had higher bone density. So he's like, I just have to build equipment so that my mom can get the benefit of this high impact without becoming a gymnast, because she wasn't going to do that. And so he invented the first osteogenic loading machine, just like I think it was just patented just over 10 years ago.
Wow.
And then this is his kind of 2.0 version. We have the upgraded equipment here. Our facility was actually the first to get the upgraded equipment, which is really cool. But yeah, so now his mom, started treatment as a prototype in his garage, which he's told the story, and it's hilarious because he had like duct tape with towels around, stuff. And now she's, I believe, in her early 80s, and she has healthy 30-year-old bone.
Nice.
So,
nice. All drug free.
All drug free. Yeah.
Love that. Yeah. So I hope you enjoyed this little interview with Laura. She's awesome. And I hope you come and see her, because whether you're struggling with bone density issues or whether you just want to improve your strength, I come here mainly because I want to keep increasing my strength. And I've noticed a difference when I'm running and when I'm doing my workouts, that I feel stronger. And I'm like, I only spend 7 minutes here, so I can't believe that that's the case, but I'm totally on board with it. So.
And we give everybody 2 free sessions.
Nice.
So the first time you come in, you call and make an appointment. I meet with you personally. My husband or I, one of us, meets with everybody personally the first time you come in. We spend an hour really explaining everything in more detail and let you try the equipment on that appointment. And then you get to come back the second week and try it, completely complimentary. And we have an awesome hydro massage that you get to do as well.
Oh, I've tried that too. It's awesome.
Free massage.
Yeah. And if you have any questions that weren't answered here, please leave a comment, and I will tag Laura on the Facebook post, and also put you in contact with her if you see this on a blog post. Okay? So thanks for watching. Talk
Thank
to
you,
you soon.
Julie.